okay, hey, where do I get going then? I want to do this. I want to follow Christ's teachings and things like that. So where do I start? You start right here, right? You start with what you have. Do not despise small beginnings. That's in Zechariah, and I had to look that one up. I'm not real knowledgeable in the book of Zechariah, but Zechariah 4:10, do not despise these small beginnings. And you think about that, every oak tree that's out there, I don't care how massive it is, started with an acorn, a little seed, right? That's about the size of your thumb tip. It can turn into great things. So don't get frustrated by that. Don't think that, hey, I don't have large sums, large resources today. We all start at the same spot, right? And so, don't wait until you have more. Start where you are, even if it's a small investment that can grow over time. Um, and there's all kinds of accounts. And even if, if you want to plan, I don't have a lot of resources, but I want a financial plan. Coach, Wendy and I can pair you up with our team. They can give you a full financial plan, no obligation or whatever, but at least that way you've got a roadmap on getting where you want to get to. Take
Mhm.
advantage of that, but don't feel like you've got to have these massive resources, because what happens is it's never good enough to get started, so you never get started, right?
Yeah.
In a lot of people's minds. So, what are your thoughts around that, Wendy?
Yeah. I mean, that's everything in life. Most people that aren't moving forward, it's because they're waiting until you
Yeah.
can't wait until you have to take action now. So again, it's thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Not that
that's
we don't need to have vision, but we have to take action today. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So start now.
yeah, yeah. Well, and again, that's not just about your money, right? That's investing in your time for getting healthy. And that's one of the things that, I've been impressed with Wendy. I'm just going to give you a little shout out, Wendy. I've been impressed with Wendy when it comes to, getting in shape. At the beginning of the year, we're kind of on this, hey, let's get healthy. I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, I got to have the gym set up. I got to have the time blocked out to put in an hour workout. And so I'm still trying to get started, right, on a consistent level. And meantime, I'm talking to Wendy about this, and she's like, "Oh, I just work out all day long." And I'm like, "What do you mean you work out all day long?" And it's like, as I'm going from the kitchen to the bathroom, I may stop and do, leaning squats or leaning push-ups against the countertop, or I'm just going to do squats while I'm walking around. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's genius. It's like working it in, and the next thing you know, you're walking around getting steps in and things like that while you're being intentional. When you're on a Zoom, doing a treadmill and things like that, it's
Mhm.
it's like working that way. And so you can do that not only with your investing on your finances starting small, even on your, I mean, think about it. If you're not exercising at all right now, if you're listening to this, not exercising at all, even just working in 15 minutes a day, that's an hour and a half during the week plus, right? That
Mhm.
you've worked in that you weren't doing before, if you're just working in 15 minutes when you're going from point A to point B in your house.
Mhm.
And so it's those baby steps that I think so many people overlook when it comes to health, when it comes to finances. They think it's not a big enough move, so I'm not going to do it at all. And really, what that's doing is reinforcing I'm doing something. And then the next thing you know, you take the next
Yeah.
step and then the next step. So
Yeah.
shout
I
out to
was
you, Wendy Lee, for that. That's awesome. So,
Thanks. I was listening to actually Ed Milet talk about the other day, one of his recent podcasts, where I guess he had surgery. I can't remember the full story, or an injury. There's something that happened that he couldn't work out like he used to. And he's like, and
mhm.
then I'm just out of the habit. Like, I wasn't doing it. So instead of going, okay, I need to get back to it and like an hour and a half a day, blah, blah, blah. He said, I committed to wake up and do 5 push-ups right when I wake up before I go to the bathroom. And he goes, and I purposely only set that goal. I'm just gonna, wake up and do 5 push-ups, right? I think it actually started with drinking enough, like a glass of water. He had the glass of water by his bed. I'm gonna drink that before my feet
Mhm.
hit the floor. Now, when my feet hit the floor, I'm gonna do 5 push-ups. And then he evolved into the working out like he used to. But he's like, it's about that,
Yeah,
so many times it's about the habit. And if we're always, I
that's
talk to
exactly
people,
right.
yeah. And I talk to people constantly in business that are like, oh, once I get everything organized, once I get this, once I get all the, and it's like, in the meantime, The people that take action without getting
Times,
everything
yep.
right first are making money. So
The time is slipping by. Exactly. Exactly. So looking at the third thing is, as you're investing in your health, as you're investing in your finances, and as you're investing in, just your future self,